Hi everyone, Dragner here. Thought I might use this footage that I caught at one of Blind Fire Paintball's walk-on events to do a review of the Milsig M17 Elite. For those of you who don't know, Milsig specialise in mag-fed guns. They're some of the more premium mag-fed guns that you can get on the market right now. The model I've got here is the Elite, which is the full-size model. As you can see, I've made a few modifications to mine. I've got Milsig's own MOX suppressor on it, as well as an angled foregrip and an EOTech holographic sight. Most of those are purely for sort of aesthetics. They don't add much to the functionality of the marker, but they do make it look really, really nice. Now the game that we're playing here is an attack and defense scenario game. I'm part of the attacking team and our job is to try and capture a series of barrels that the enemy team has positioned in front of their fortified barricades. They're not allowed in front to advance beyond their fortified barricades, but this is a really, really hard game. It's everything favours their position here, but as you can see, we're trying to move our way up the field. Now, a little bit about the marker that I'm actually using here. Like most mag-fed markers, the Milsig has a gas-through stock. Basically what this means is it accepts a 13 cubic inch tank which the stock slips over. This is really nice because it helps to maintain the aesthetics of the marker, also helps to keep the weight down, and it gives it a really, really nice balanced setup. As well as this, Milsig also use their very own 20 round magazines. These are really nice heavy duty mags. They're continuous feed, which basically means that you don't have to take the magazine out and flip it around like you do with other markers like the Die-Dam. They actually provide two different types of magazines. Most of the ones that I'm using today are the standard square round head magazines, which use standard 68 caliber paintballs, but they also provide a magazine which can utilise first strike rounds. For those of you who don't know, first strike rounds are fin stabilised projectiles. They have much better range and they have much better accuracy.
Nice one. Yeah, that was one of my smoke grenades there. I needed a bit of cover.
Now, one of the things that I really, really liked about this marker is that compared to a lot of other markers, compared to a lot of speedball guns, is that its accuracy is much, much nicer. It comes fitted as standard with Milsig's own 686 bore barrel, so it's a reasonably tight bore, but it provides really, really good accuracy. It's a total of 12 inches in length. And not only this, but the shot-to-shot consistency in terms of the fluctuations in the velocity is actually really, really nice. You get really, really close groupings with this marker. One of the things that also really helps to set this marker apart compared to others in its class is the fact that it has a full auto-mechanical function built into it. It doesn't use any batteries whatsoever, which is really nice because it can be really frustrating if your battery goes dead in the middle of a game. Now, as you can see here, I've just had a break inside of the marker. One of the things that you need to appreciate is that mag-fed markers are much, much harder on paint. The main reason for this is that the marker itself, the magazines in the marker, put your paint under spring tension, so basically it's squashing the paintballs in the magazine. To a certain degree, however, it's kind of my own fault. That magazine that you see there that I've just pulled out is actually one that's designed to accommodate first strike rounds. I'm using it to use standard 68 caliber paintballs, so the springs in first strike magazines are much, much tougher. Coupled with this, however, you need to make sure that you select the correct paint for your mag-fed marker. Mag-fed markers need fairly tough paintballs that have got a fairly tough shell on them. They also need paintballs which are very, very spherical, and it is extremely important that you bore size your paint to the barrel. I actually have another barrel that I use with my Milsig here. It's a Lapco 10-inch big shot assault barrel. It's a 690 bore for when I'm stuck using larger paint.
Thanks very much. Ta.
Something that's very important that you have to do is when you do get a break inside your magazine, when the ball's being pushed into breach, dump the next couple of rounds out of your magazine here. The reason being is that they're probably going to be coated in paint, and if you try and fire with those covered in paint, it's just going to coat your barrel in paint again. Now, another thing that I really like about this marker, and what I think makes it better than other markers such as the Honor Core family, is that it actually has an external velocity adjuster built into it. Something like the TGR2, the way you have to adjust the velocity is you have to change springs out on it. That is really, really frustrating. Not with this. With this, it's just simply a case of using an Allen key and just winding in the regulator in or out a little bit just to adjust your velocity up and down. Now, as you can see here, I've accidentally hit the safety switch. Unfortunately, that comes of being a left-handed shooter. It's something you just need to get used to. The safety for the fire select switch is right next to the trigger housing and the trigger frame.
Yeah? What'd you say, Steve?
There's a guy up in the tower here on the left-hand side. I'm trying to get him. Unfortunately, he's got a speedball gun, so he's got all the advantages here. Yep, shot in the gun. Time to go and respawn. Now, it may not look as if I've advanced very far here. Unfortunately, this field is quite a short field. The enemy's guns can actually reach all the way back to our respawn point here, so trying to advance up this field is really, really hard.
Come here, I'll put him, I'm going this way.
Got him! What a shot!
Like I said, very, very accurate marker.
Now, Mike, you want to head back to the safe zone? Guys, picking up his backpack. Hey? Yeah. Remember, no more weekend, guys. Get shot now. Head back to the safe zone.
With the respawns now expired, I now need to be extremely careful. If I get hit now, that's it. I'm out. And the speedball is back.
Yes, got him.
And that's him gone for good this time. Now, as you can see here, I'm having to put my magazines back inside of their holsters. Unfortunately, during this game, I don't have my proper plate carrier on me. If you're going to be a MagFed player, you need to get yourself a proper plate carrier with magazine holsters and, most importantly, a magazine gun pouch. That is really, really important. It makes gameplay so much easier. Some of the best equipment you can get for this sort of stuff is made by Condor Tactical. Now this is my only real complaint about the Milsig. It's not very air efficient. Unlike other markers like the Encore TGR2, which can go through 150 shots on a 13 cubic inch air tank, the Milsig, you're lucky if you get 100. And if you use the full auto function on it, you won't even get that. Now there are a couple of things that you can do to try and get around this. Some people like to do away with the stock altogether and slap a larger air tank onto it. Personally, I don't particularly like that. It tends to upset the aesthetics and the ergonomics of the marker. Other people like to run a remote line to the marker. Again, I'm not particularly fond of that either. What I do, as you can see here, is I carry a spare 13 cubic inch air tank on me. It's simply just a case of swapping it out. If you are going to do this, however, one of the things I would strongly recommend, unfortunately I don't have it here, is replacing the regulators on your 13 cubic inch air tanks with Milsig's own nodal regulators. The node regulators that Milsig provide much better regulated airflow, and not only that, they allow you the ability to switch your air on and off. This basically helps to save the threads on the tank as well as saving the threads on the marker as well, because of course you won't be screwing in under air pressure.
Yes, 3 kills.
Now, I've gone through 6 magazines of ammunition in this game. I carry with me a spare pod of ammunition to allow me to refill my mags in-game. One of the things I would strongly recommend, and it's something that I've started doing, is to get yourself some 10-round stick tubes. If you fill these up prior to the game beginning, it makes refilling your mags in-game much easier, because all you need to do is just wind up your mags and then pour the ammunition straight in from the tube. Trying to refill them from a pot of paint here is slow and frustrating.
Come on, fella, stop praying to God. Come on. Move your gun, just run.
I need some ammo. Where's the barrel?
Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Hope you've learned a bit about the Milsig M17 Elite. If you're interested in seeing some other MagFed games and other videos, I strongly recommend you check out Alabasterslim's videos, as well as the Hidden Hedgehog and Vice. Their videos are absolutely awesome. See you guys later.